So I've decided to clean stuff and get organized to take my brain off of it. And that's okay. That's a healthy coping mechanism, I think. I don't know, I'm not a therapist. But I do need to put my gloves on right now because I'm so cold. And I wish I had winter gloves for when I'm outside that also were leather protectant. Does someone make those? Because I need winter gardening gloves that also have leather for protection. Or maybe I should invent them. This is my grow light setup. Basically, I have, these are just basic lights from Lowe's that I strap to the top of this. This is a heating pad that I need to clean. And then you can see I just have a random assortment of items that I prop below, because what happens is you want the plants in the growing medium to be really close to the light when they're little and warm up the bottom of them. So you want it to be really close, and then as the plant gets taller, you need to move them away from the light so they don't get burned. And so that's why I end up moving this and then dropping it down a couple inches. Also, a fan of any kind, this is just a cheap box fan because you want to have air circulation. This is going to look really dirty, and I apologize. A timer outlet, very useful when you're doing seed starting, because you want to be able to time when the lights go on and when the lights go off. The first year I did seed starting, I just manually came in here in the morning, turned everything on, and then before bed, it's kind of like before bed, turned everything off. But then you forget, or somebody gets sick, or something happens, and you either leave the lights on all day or all night, or you don't turn them on. And so I was like, listen, let me just get a time. Heating pads I use, they were like, I think 20 bucks each. But yeah, you just plug them in and they get a little warm, just to warm up the seeds, especially in a cold room like the garage. At the very beginning. Once they're really set, you don't really need this as much. This is when they're real little seeds. These are from Lowe's. Again, I think they were like 20 bucks each, like a garage setting, but they do give off enough UV light to start seeds. They're not the best. There are much better lights available for sure that have a mix of the different UVA, UVB, red, blue, yellow, whatever the plants need. But this is a really good starter option. If you're just starting out and you don't want to invest a lot of money up front, you want to see if you can stick to gardening, because sometimes we all get into hobbies and then we put a bunch of money in front of them and then we realize a few months in that we're not going to stick with it. And then your husband has a attic full of Warhammer figures that aren't painted. Instagram only gives you 3 minutes for a reel. So I'm going to have to come back in another video to go through the inventory of that situation in a different video.